Welcome to Excel Campus. My name is John, and in this video I'm going to explain how to create a button to run your macros in Excel. So for this tutorial we're going to look at how to create a button on the sheet that will run a macro. I do have another tutorial that explains how to create buttons up in the ribbon with these custom toolbars. I'll put a link to that in the description below this video if you're interested in that as well. Now, this also assumes that we already have a macro created, and if we jump over here to the Developer tab, open the VBA Editor, right here is the macro that we want to run when we click the button. This will update or create our table of contents, and this macro is stored here in Module 1 within this workbook that I'm working in. If you don't have the macro created yet, or you want to learn how to create this macro, I have other tutorials on that, and again, I'll put a link in the description below this video. So let's jump back over to Excel. Now there are a few different ways to create buttons in Excel. First of all, on the Developer tab, we have the Insert drop down here, and we can use the Form Control button or the ActiveX Control button. However, my preferred method is to use a shape like we have here. And to do that, we're going to go to the Insert tab on the ribbon, and in this Illustrations group, we have the Shapes drop down. And from here, we could typically choose either a rectangle or a rounded rectangle. We can assign macros to any of the shapes, but these ones most resemble a button. So I'll choose the rounded rectangle, and I'll go ahead and draw it right here on the spreadsheet. I will also explain the difference between using a shape and a form control like we have here, but for now let's just assign a macro to this. First thing we're going to do is right click it and choose Edit Text, or you can double click it, and then we'll just type the macro name or the button name in here. And it does not have to be the name of the macro, it can just be the name that you want to give to the button that the user will see. We can also go left click here, go up to the Home tab on the ribbon, quickly center the text, vertical and horizontal align the text here so it looks nice. And then we'll go ahead and right click the button and choose Assign Macro. That will bring up this Assign Macro window, and right here we'll see a list of all the macros that are currently in this workbook. Now sometimes this defaults to all open workbooks, and you might see a lot more macros, but you can filter it down to just the macros in this workbook. And then we'll go ahead and select the macro we want to assign, which is this one here, TOC list, and then click OK. And then we'll just left click off of the shape somewhere on the sheet. And when we hover the mouse cursor over the shape here, we'll see that we get that left pointer icon that denotes or tells us that this is going to run a macro or possibly have a hyperlink assigned to it. But when we click this now, that'll go ahead and run the macro, get a message box here saying our macro has been run. We'll click OK, and that'll complete the macro. If at any point you want to change the macro that the button is assigned to, you can again just right click the shape, choose Assign Macro, and then choose a different macro from this list. Now it's important to note that you typically want to have a macro that's stored in this workbook. If you select a macro that's stored in a different workbook, or maybe your personal macro workbook, this will work on your computer when that file is open. However, if you send the file to someone else, they won't necessarily be able to run the macro because the macro might not be stored in this workbook. So it's best when you're creating buttons on a spreadsheet to just choose macros from this workbook here, and that'll make sure that other users can run these macros when they open the workbook. And again, one of the nice parts about using a shape is that we can really customize the style, the look and feel of the shape. They also tend to look more like buttons that we'd find on the modern web, so users will be more familiar with clicking them. So to modify this, if you left click off of the shape here and you want to select it again, you can hold the Control key on the keyboard and then left click the shape, and that'll select it instead of running the macro. And then we can go up here to the Format tab on the ribbon, and this is where we can modify the shape style. There's a drop down here. We can choose from all of these pre-built styles here. We can also just choose some of the shape effects if we want to just give it a shadow. Of course, you can change the shape fill color, the outline color, text colors, and all those kinds of properties. And then one additional tip is sometimes you'll notice that if you resize a column that the shape is over, the shape will resize as well. And we can control or prevent this behavior. So to do that, we're going to right click on the shape, choose Size and Properties, and then from the Format Shape task pane over here, In the properties section, this might be collapsed, so you might need to click it to expand it. We'll see three options here. The default is move and size with cells, and that's what's happening here. So if we resize the cells or insert cells here, insert a column, the shape is going to move. Again, I'm going to hold Control and left click there. We can also choose move but don't size with cells. In this case, if we resize a column behind it, the shape will not resize. However, if we insert columns here, right click insert or Control plus, the shape will move. And then finally, Control left click, we can also choose this option, don't move or size with cells, and then the shape will not move at all. So if we were to insert columns here, this shape's not going to move. We can also resize behind here and the shape will not change at all. Now, the other options we have here for macro buttons are form controls. And as you can see, the behavior is the same as the shape. It's actually a shape on the sheet here. I'm going to Control left click it, just move it down here a bit. Now, these can be inserted from the Developer tab, the Insert dropdown, and then we have the Form Control button right here. Same process, you can just draw the button on the sheet. That will automatically bring up the Assign Macro window. You can select a macro and then hit OK. And of course, you can also right-click in here to edit the text to change the text. Now, really, the performance here is the exact same, or the action's the exact same as the shape that we assign the macro to. The only difference is the look and the feel of the button. This is kind of more of an old school looking button. When you click it, it does kind of depress there, and it still will run the macro. So maybe it looks a little bit more like a button, depending on your preference. However, we're very limited on the options we can change. So you can right-click Format Control to bring up a list of the formatting options. You can change the font size and style, but that's about it. You cannot change the colors of the button or anything like that. So you're pretty limited on these form control buttons, and that's why I like to use the shapes instead, because we can use these to match the theme of our workbook, change the colors, and do all that fun stuff. Now, there are also these ActiveX control buttons, and I almost never use these and don't recommend using these because the ActiveX controls are notoriously buggy in Excel and Windows. Sometimes they can kind of change size on their own, and especially if you're sending files off to other users, you can't always control that behavior, and sometimes the button will get really small or really big depending on what else is going on the spreadsheet, stuff like that. So my general recommendation is just stay away from those ActiveX controls, especially for buttons, because there's just other options for us for buttons, including the form control or the shape. So I hope those tips help you create macro buttons in your spreadsheets. Again, I have other tutorials that will explain how to create buttons up here in the ribbon to run your macros, also how to create a yes/no message box before the macro runs, and plenty of other tutorials on how to create different types of macros to help save time with your job. And of course, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. If you enjoyed that video, there are a few simple things you can do to help me out. If you are watching this video on YouTube, click the like button below the video and leave a comment with any questions or feedback. And please don't forget to subscribe to my free email newsletter to get more tips and tricks that will help you learn Excel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.